Hi there, it's Matt Woodward from Carparison Leasing here, and the purpose of this video is to help dispel some of 12 of the most common electric vehicle myths that you may have seen, heard or read about in some of the press or social media, just to help you make a more informed decision when acquiring your next electric vehicle, or helping dispel some of those queries or concerns that you may have, backed by data. A lot of this research was actually collated by Lex Autolease and one of their principal consultants, Chris Chandler. So, big thank you to them for putting some of this together to be able to use and add to our own data as well. So straight into it then. EV myth number one: electric vehicles are more likely to catch fire than their petrol or diesel counterparts. Research from the American Transportation Board, as found in the Little Book of EV Myths from Faircharge, suggests that actually petrol and diesel vehicles from their research are 20 times more likely to spontaneously catch fire than their electric equivalents. The number specifically was around 25 electric vehicles for every 100,000 electric vehicles registered versus nearer 1,500 petrol or diesel vehicles for every 100,000 vehicles registered. So EV myth number one, don't believe it. EV myth number two: you're more likely to run out of fuel or charge in an electric vehicle than you are a petrol or diesel equivalent. Hate to break it to you, and it might not be a surprise, this actually comes down to more about driver behaviour and, let's say, their propensity for risk than obviously anything to do with the vehicle. And this is backed from research by the AA and Tusker Direct that sort of show the instances between running out of fuel or charge is identical between electric vehicles and their ICE equivalents in about 0.001% of instances, whichever way you carve it. EV myth number three: there aren't enough public charging points to satisfy electric vehicle demand. According to ZapMap, as a present, there's approximately 55,000 public charge points available, and by August 2025, it's anticipated there'll be over 100,000 public charge points available. The 55,000 charge points is actually a 46% increase on January 2023, so huge progress being made there. And interesting stat, there's actually 8,553 petrol stations in the UK, according to Statista. So actually, even if the average pump volume at a petrol station is between 6 and 7 pumps, there are still more electric vehicle charging points already than there are petrol pumps available. Electric vehicle myth number four: electric vehicles are just more money and more expensive than petrol or diesel equivalents. Now, at face value, I can certainly see why this is an objection that comes up regularly. From a list price point of view, yes, certainly electric vehicles do look more expensive in some instances than their petrol diesel counterparts. However, even before you get into some of the savings available for businesses through business contract hire and salary sacrifice schemes through low benefit-in-kind company car tax rates, some of the top offers that we have, for business or personal customers via the Carparison website, are some of our best offers on the website, and in a lot of instances are at price parity with their petrol or diesel counterparts, or in some instances even more affordable. Electric vehicle myth number five: drivers of current electric vehicles don't enjoy it and they're returning to petrol or diesel equivalents. Research by the Electric Vehicle Association here in the UK surveyed 1,600 drivers, and of which approximately 91% are either satisfied or very satisfied with their electric vehicle they have currently and would go into another electric vehicle second time round. Electric vehicle myth number six: charging at some home locations is impossible. Now, that's a fairly sweeping statement, and of course, charging at every residential home in the UK will be a challenge, particularly in city areas for blocks of flats and that kind of thing. But there are plenty of initiatives happening with regards to on-street public parking, and lots of initiatives going on behind the scenes there. But actually, research from British Gas suggests that 2 in every 3 homes in the UK actually has a driveway, and therefore the ability to have a home charger of some sort. In addition to that, all new housing developments are required as standard to be fitted with an electric vehicle charger now. So this is also only going to increase. And I'd also pose the question to anyone, really pushing that agenda or really struggling to overcome that point is, when was the last time you were going to get a petrol station installed on your drive or in your home? EV myth number 7. There's not a lot of choice when it comes to electric vehicles. By the end of 2023, there were approximately 197 different models of electric vehicle across approximately 39 manufacturers. Added to this, with a new stream of Chinese and Far Eastern brands coming into the market, such as GWM Aura, BYD, Amoda, VinFast, the list goes on and on. There will only be more and more new market entrants and new options and choices for consumers and businesses when it comes to electric vehicles. EV myth number 8. Insurers are reluctant to insure electric vehicles. Now, actually, the majority of the vehicles that we sell every month here at Carparison are electric vehicles, and our customers, whether businesses or private individuals, are finding that there are plenty of options to insure electric vehicles. We're all used to premiums going up. Some research from The Guardian on car insurance premiums as a whole suggested that between Q1 2022 and Q1 2023, that car insurance premiums as a whole went up by a third. So this also isn't this isn't exclusive to electric vehicles in terms of the increased cost. It is relative between ICE vehicles as well. EV myth number 9. Electric vehicles aren't suited to long journeys. With the current choice of vehicles available on the market, it's anticipated that the average range of an electric vehicle is approximately 200 miles. Added to this, that research from the Department of Transport in 2021 suggested that the average journey that we take in the UK is less than 5 miles. EV myth number 10. The grid simply can't cope with the strain that would be put on it if we all went to electric vehicles. Data from the national grid actually suggests that even if we all of us went over to electric vehicles overnight, the increased strain on the grid would be approximately 10% more than it currently is. When you couple with that actually since 2002, we're using as people in the UK approximately 16% less electric than we were in 2002. There's capacity for the grid to cope, and that's as a result of the appliances that we've been using since 2002 becoming far more efficient for the electricity that they're using. EV myth number 11. Electric vehicles are expensive to run. Now actually, an electric vehicle has far less moving parts than a traditional internal combustion engine vehicle. As such, the servicing intervals and schedules are much simpler, and therefore the cost for routine servicing is generally decreased, which means one of the core costs around maintaining an electric vehicle are actually the cost of tyres. On average, from Lex and Tusker's own data, it suggested that an electric vehicle is approximately 30% less expensive to run and maintain than a petrol or diesel counterpart. And finally, EV myth number 12. The electric vehicle batteries just don't last, or they degrade quickly. Most manufacturers now are offering up to 10-year warranties on their batteries. And if it's not 10 years or 100,000 miles, then most are offering up to a 75% degradation warranty at approximately 8 years. Put simply, the manufacturers of these vehicles wouldn't be able to offer such warranties if they weren't confident or able to stand on them. It would just become far too expensive for them. So coupled with that, a Tesla report on their 2022 impact survey looked at all of their vehicles over 200,000 miles, and the average degradation on the battery was only 12%, and that's on vehicles over 200,000 miles. There's lots of petrol and diesel equivalents that the car itself wouldn't even make it to 200,000 miles. So some food for thought on that one as well. So there you have it, 12 EV myths hopefully busted for you, and to provide you with much more information and data to support some of the questions and queries that we regularly see as a result of information that customers, both private consumers and businesses alike, bring to us by way of queries and concerns. Please do get in touch with the team at Carparison if you have any questions or in the market for a new electric vehicle. We're more than happy to help with whatever your need is.